when I get the shakes all over me. Quivers down the backbone, I get the shakes in the knee bone, tremors in the thigh bone, shaking all over.
Hello there, Radio Bob listeners. This is Yasmin, and today I have a special presentation. Bob and I recently had the opportunity to go on out to Freight and Salvage in Berkeley, California, and meet with Eilen Jewell. And we had a really nice conversation with her, talked about a variety of things, and we just wanted to share that with you all, so hope you enjoy.
My name's Eilen Jewell, and I've been playing the guitar and singing and playing harmonica for, I don't know, years now. I've lost track. My band and I formed in Boston in 2005. My first album was released in 2006, and we were just kind of off and running after that. And it's all my same original band since then, except for the bass player.
That's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I've been really lucky like that. So all the original guys, except for Matt, is new. And Matt on the bass, he's tons of fun. I like playing with him. And we've got Jerry Miller on electric guitar and Jason Beek on drums and background vocals. And
now, for those of you who are not familiar with Eilen Jewell's work, she's actually done 10 albums, and she did her first album release in 2005. So she's been around a while, and she's got a heck of a voice if you haven't heard her before. And right now we talked a little bit about her and her new album, which is titled Get Behind the Wheel. And here she is kind of explaining a little bit more about that and where she got her inspiration for that album.
yeah, I have a new album out. It's called Get Behind the Wheel. Just came out in May. It's mostly originals. There's 2 covers on there. It was born out of a lot of grief and just really like great difficulty. And I honestly, when I was writing it, I thought, well, I wasn't actually, when I was writing, I wasn't realizing that I was writing an album. I was just writing to kind of try to stay sane.
During the pandemic, Eilen went through a number of hardships, and she's going to explain a little bit more about that, but she used her music to heal and kind of went on a soul journey with that, and that's part of what drove the inspiration for her new album. So we kind of talked a little bit about that with her and kind of what she went through and kind of her struggles and how she came out of it.
And that was during the pandemic, naturally. But a lot of things happened kind of in tandem with the pandemic for me. Like my marriage fell apart. I was married to the drummer, Jason Beek, still the drummer, so we came out okay with that, but still friends. But it was a rough patch there, and so, divorce, and then lost a lot of people who were really close to me, one right after another, unrelated to COVID, and it was just really hard. Financially, it was hard. Everything was awful, pretty much, except there was something about it that really kind of, it was like a fire that forged me, forged a new way of being for me. And I think on the other side of it, I feel like I'm living more honestly and more in line with, I guess, where I've always sort of been yearning for. Like what I've always been yearning for, I'm starting to kind of move towards now. And I feel like the album reflects that.
I wandered all the way to Crooked River with you burning a hole in my mind. Well, I came down here to try to get better, but it just keeps getting harder all the time. And when I finally get myself together, well, I know, yes, I know it'll be sublime.
One of the tools that Eilen used to help her with her period of struggle was meditation and a practice of mindfulness, and just using that to really kind of reassess and figure out what she needed to heal. And she also talked about going for long walks in nature and really getting reconnected with herself, and she feels that she is a much better person for it. So here's a little bit about her explaining
Each
that
song in a
that she
slightly
went
different
on.
way. I thought when I was writing it, like, I'll probably never make an album again. I don't even know if there's going to be venues open, after this whole pandemic is over. And it was just so hard to imagine the world coming back together. So when it did start to look like it was a possibility, it was like, wow, I've been writing this whole time to try to keep my head clear. And now a lot of the writing just came from songs. Get Behind the Wheel came from that. Yes.
That was you getting behind the wheel.
Yeah, it, like, metaphorically, even though I wasn't traveling as much as I always used to. It was like getting behind the wheel in a more profound way, like taking ownership of my life, taking agency over how I want things to be. And it's just dawning on me that there's a way you could look at that as like kind of wishful thinking, like no one really has control over their lives, right? I mean, the pandemic definitely taught me that. You think you know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, we got knocked around a little.
Yeah, exactly. But there is a way in which we can kind of tune out to our lives and go on autopilot and still think that we're running the show. That's where I was before the pandemic. I was just on autopilot. I am in charge of my life, like this weird robot. And then once that happened and everything was just kind of erased from, my normal existence, I realized I don't have control over anything. And yet, paradoxically, I need to kind of step into my life more, like be more present.
Looking towards the future, Eilen shared with us her recent engagement with a longtime friend. He actually is an actor. He lives in Los Angeles and she lives in Idaho, so they haven't worked out the details yet, but she's super happy and excited about that. And as far as whether or not she plans to do any new albums, she's kind of open to either. She does her work based on whether or not she gets inspiration for it, and that's what drives her work and makes it so powerful and amazing. So we certainly hope she gets that inspiration so she can continue to create music and do what she loves.
Are we gonna roll like thunder or dig our graves 6 feet under? Tightrope without a net, Russian roulette. You bet it's lethal love.
So when you were taking your road trip out of the woods into this cabin and found yourself writing all this stuff, do you remember like the first little steps that you took to start to balance yourself, to get yourself back into that position where you say, you know what, I'm taking control of this and I'm going to put this album together and I'm going to move forward and let the rest of the world go its own way? Do you remember what little steps you might have taken, maybe things that you did? I noticed that in one of your interviews you mentioned a lot of meditation.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, lots of meditation.
Which is something we do constantly. We talk about with our hosts on our radio station. So that's why it's really another thing where you kind of clicked as we're doing research on you. We're like, this is just one of us.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think Vipassana really saved me. That's the type of meditation that I have started doing. And that and lots of really long hikes in the woods in Idaho. And reading about meditation too, even not doing the meditation. Like some days I'd just be like, I can't meditate today, but I'll read about meditation. And that helped. That was definitely a big part of me getting behind the wheel, so to speak, of my life, was like learning about mindfulness and intention and actually practicing it. And yeah, it's been huge for me. Hikes. Sometimes I do walking meditations. That was really helpful too. I still enjoy that.
Nice to get out in nature.
Yeah.
And apparently you do some long drives as well from the look of the van that was out in front.
Yeah. That poor van. Yeah, we have we put on a lot of miles on that thing. We bought it brand new, and it's 200,000 almost miles on it now. But yeah, during the pandemic and like while I was writing this new album, I did some solo road trips that really also were so amazing. Just, you know, it was such a horrible time in so many ways, and yet I have so many wonderful memories from the pandemic. My solo road trip was amazing. I loved my long hikes. I guess there's something kind of poignant and beautiful about the healing process, like trying to heal, trying to get it together. And writing really helped. Meditation, hiking. When the pandemic first hit, I was realizing that I was just like, I went to like my first instinct was to just like drink everything, and I just drank way too much, and then I felt horrible, and I was like, no, this is not what we're doing. We're gonna try something totally radically new. So I was sober for a lot of that writing time and just very introspective and healing. It was all about healing.
We got stuck too. I got stuck at home for like 90 days at the beginning. And so I started working on the house. And $10,000, $12,000 later, my work was paying me, but I was going, it's just working on my own house because I couldn't go anywhere. just like you.
Yeah.
I said, I have to make some changes to my life. I can see some changes that are going to happen. And the music industry, as we've been watching the last 3 years, has taken a huge turn from big to little, which works out well for you. Because you're in that kind of group that can hit a lot of venues and survive it, whereas you're not carrying a crew of 35 or 40 people along with you and wondering how you can get through this.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly, like, major stars and people just starting out alike, I don't know how anyone does it, even when it's not a pandemic. So, I don't know how any of us survive. It's a nuts career. I wouldn't, my daughter shows interest in the guitar sometimes and I'm like, no, I'm supportive of her if she wants to, but I wouldn't wish it on her, you know?
What's your future look like?
I don't know. I'm engaged to someone who I've known for a long time. He lives in LA. He's an actor, and we met when I was 10 and he was 12.
Okay.
And so that's fun. We don't know, like, when we're going to get married or like if he's going to move up to Idaho or, what the future holds, but that's something in my future.
Nice.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's going to be another record. Like, I don't have plans for anything for another record.
Yeah, just taking it as it comes.
Yeah, waiting to see if there's going to be some inspiration to strike. You never know.
Okay.
Well, before we get cut off here, because obviously you have work to do, whereas we don't after this, so good for us. I think one favor we'd really like to ask you is that if you could say your name one more time and tell the folks on our audio that you're on RadioBob, because you are featured on our station. You're actually featured in what we call the Sirens of Rock.
Oh, sweet.
Which is, it's all ladies belting out the tunes. So,
nice.
Anybody from Ella Fitzgerald, Nina Simone, to Gwen Stefani to you, Carol Emerald, it doesn't really matter what genre, as long as you guys pump them out and put out the tunes, and you are one heck of an artist. So,
oh, thanks.
yeah, you really belong there. But we'd like to get that tag,
sure,
if we could. And then if you decide that there's something in the future down the line where you want to do an audiobook, you want to do an interview, or you come up with a project where you want to save a pine tree out in the middle of Pocatello, it doesn't matter to us. Let us know, and we'll do what we can to help you. Okay? We love Idaho. We've been there. We've driven through it a few times on our way to Yellowstone, and I've worked there. So.
Oh, fun. You worked in Idaho?
Yeah.
After our interview with Eilen, we definitely stayed for the show, and it was just amazing. She's very, very talented and has a heck of a voice, and performs very well on stage. She looks completely comfortable with the crowd and interacts with them and talks with them, and it was just a great experience. And it was a relatively, a medium-sized venue, so it was kind of cozy and very friendly and interactive. So we definitely enjoyed the performance. We definitely enjoyed talking to her, and I hope to see her again when she comes back to Berkeley, as that's in our driving range. And we wish her all the luck and all the blessings, and hopefully her career continues to grow in the way she wants it to.